All right, we are about to start game number 2 here in Altoona, Wisconsin against the Admirals. Opening face-off goes to the Admirals as they start to move it out. It's intercepted by Barr, but that's going to be offside. We'll have face-off just outside the zone with 7 seconds off the clock. Face-off's pushed to the wall. Admirals come out with it as they start to move through the neutral zone. They move it to the near side here. They then dump it in. That's going to rim all the way around to the far side. Morvacek and Barr go down to get it. Ballroom's there to help out. Admirals come out with it. They're trying to center it. That comes out in the middle. That's poked away by Higgy. Higgy then skates it around the net. He then passes it up the middle of the ice to Barr. Barr now skating it through the neutral zone. He takes it to the outside. He tries to get around one of the defenders. He's then taken off the pucks. Puck kicks off into the far corner. They then pass it up the wall. They then go across right into the middle. That's poked away by Cronlin. Admirals then get it out through the neutral zone. But that's played up to Cronlin. Cronlin then dumps it down deep. That's going to rim all the way around behind the Guardians' net. Admirals go D to D and then move it up the wall. They move it back into the corner as they start to skate it out of the zone. Campbell then is able to hold the zone. He gets it deep. O'Brien then spins around, but then busts an edge and he goes down. Admirals now coming through the neutral zone. That's kicked away, broken up by Simonson. Got a collision there at center ice. Cronlin now trying to pick up the puck. He's battling just outside of the Guardian zone. That kicks all the way up to the D. Inside of the Admiral zone, they move it back up into the neutral zone. Olsen now picks it up. He tries the center pass to O'Brien. O'Brien then goes over to pick it up. The Admirals now kick it back into the neutral zone. Intercepted. And then intercepted again by the Admirals. They try to fire it on net, but he has a stick lifted. Olsen now trying to get it out of the zone. He shoots it up. That's going to go all the way down into the Admiral zone on net, so no icing. Allows the Guardians to make a change. Admirals now coming out of their own zone. They pass it cross ice as they start to move through the neutral zone. Algrim then is able to take on that Admiral player, knock that puck loose. Then it goes to Higgy. Higgy now moving it up through the neutral zone. He goes down. Battle right here in front. Kicks out into the middle. That's intercepted by Amos. Amos then able to get that puck into the zone. He's then bumped off the puck. Admirals throw it back out in the neutral zone as they start to They dump it down into the Guardian zone. That rims all the way around behind the net for Morvacek to pick up. He tries to get it over. He has a stick lifted, but Algrim's there to help out. He then chips it up to Amos. Amos not able to get that puck out. Admirals now have a lane to the net. They pass it cross ice. Fans on a little bit, just enough to miss the net. Admirals then throw it out top of their point. They deflect it. That's stopped by Wall, but then it's deflected in on the rebound, and Admirals score first with 10:59 left in the first period. Face off at center ice. They're going to blow that dead, and we're going to try again. Barr moving up, trying to get that puck in the zone. Campbell comes in to help out. Brian's there as well. Admirals then come out with it. They're going back the other way. We got a 3-on-2. They move it to the outside. He's brushed off the puck by Cronlin. Brian then picks it up and passes it over. Cronlin then passes it up to Barr. Barr now with it. He's moving it through. He backs it to the outside. He gets it on his backhand. He flips it up over the top of the net. That goes all the way over to the half wall on the far side. Cronlin now maneuvering. He sees Lynette on the backside. He tries to get it to him. Passes off his mark. Admirals intercept. They start to skate it out of the zone. They move it up. They now got a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Simonson moving them to the outside. That's blockered away into the corner. Admirals then dump it back down deep. They're going to pick it up behind the net. Admirals then take a big clapper. That's stopped by Wall. Simonson now with it. He tries to get out of his own. Barr now picks it up. He has that puck poked back into the zone. He's got to go back to get it. He then rims it around the far side. That comes all the way out for the Admirals to pick up as they go down deep in the zone. Campbell tries to backhand it out, but not enough to clear the zone. Simonson then moves it up to Lynette. Lynette tries to go. He gets it over to Barr. Barr now moving up the outside. He dumps it down as Guardians are able to get a change. Admirals pick it up behind their net. They then pass it up the half wall, then try to pass it in the middle. That's blocked it away. Kicks out to Higgy in the neutral zone. He starts to skate it up. He dumps it in. That's going to rim all the way around behind the Admirals net. They pick it up as they come back up the near side here, trying to get it up the boards. Both teams now battling in the near corner there. Admirals come out. They rim it around the other side. Amos is trying to get there. Olsen now trying to get control of the puck. Admirals pick it up just in front of their net. They take it around. They reverse it back to the far corner. Amos going in. They're able to get it up to the half wall. They then pass it off into the middle, then cross ice. Higgy steps up. He's able to break that play up. He moves it back up. And that's going to be tipped, so not enough for icing. Amos going to go in to put on some pressure while Guardians make another change. O'Brien's able to get a stick on it there. Campbell's there. He's trying to hold it in. Simonson's there as well. Puck's just dangling just inside the blue line. Admirals now get it out. That's intercepted by Simonson at neutral ice. He gets taken on from behind, but he's able to get that puck in deep. He gets control. He chips it over, trying to get it to Campbell. Admirals then slap at the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. So 8:14 left in the first period. Score is 1-0 in favor of the Admirals. Face off down in the Admiral zone. Comes on to Cronlund. Cronlund fires on net. That chips through the front of the net there. Comes out the other side. The net then tries to go cross ice over to Campbell. Campbell picks it up on the far side. He then goes down. Barr comes in to help out. Barr has it on his stick. He's skating it in towards the net. He comes around. He comes back, shoves it in. And that's a goal. He's going to call that a goal. Barr fakes the wraparound, comes back to the near side, and just shoves it in there on the short side of the goaltender. That evens this game out at 1 with 7:50 left in the first period. Face off on the Guardians, and Barr strips it away. He's now got a lane to the net.
Guardians
he puts around, he gets a lane, he gets it out front, passes it, shot. That goes wide by Campbell. Barr now tries to flip it back out front. Admirals then pass it over to the wall. They then pass it out into the middle. They're moving through the neutral zone to the outside. Cronlund trying to push him out. Campbell's there to hold it. That's intercepted. Comes right to him. Shot in the goal. And a centering pass by the Admirals. They answer. We're back. They're able to goal themselves. Scores 2-1 with 7:26 left in the first period. We'll shortly have a face-off here back at center ice. Face off on by the Guardians. Higgy steps up as he starts to move to the neutral zone. He then dumps it in down deep. That's going to rim all the way around to the far D and the far wall. They then go behind the net, D to D. Comes to the Guardians in front. Spins around. That comes right out. That mortar check at the point. He gets it over. He tries to get it to Higgy, but he mishandles it. It comes out in the neutral zone. Higgy then escapes. He's now skating it through the neutral zone. He gains the zone. That's going to be offsides. Face-off will come just outside the Admiral zone. O'Brien in to take the draw. They push that puck forward. It's blocked. That comes to Amos. Amos now skating it to the net. He then gets it on net. That's deflected off by the Admiral goaltender. He's wrapping around net. Admirals pick it up on the far side as they start to skate it out of the zone. Admirals move it all the way through the neutral zone. They're able to dump that down in the corner. O'Brien there, he's battling in the corner. He's trying to get it. He picks it up. He then goes around behind the net. He passes it over to Higgy. Higgy picks it up on the half wall. He then chips it up, trying to get up out of the zone. He gets it up to Amos. Amos now trying to get it over to Olsen. Olsen gets it lost to the skates, and Admirals poke it back into the neutral zone. Morbacek then trying to get it up to Amos, but that deflects off a skate. Admirals pick it up. It's there. Dump it down deep, but that's deflected. They pick it up right at the middle of the ice. Can't quite hold on to it. Morbacek's able to get a stick on it. Move that puck into the corner. Barnow with it. He chips it around. Admirals then intercept. They're going to be way offsides. And we'll have a face-off just outside the Guardian zone. Face-off pushed to the wall. Admirals then shove it into the zone. Cron then picks it up. He then goes cross ice over to Simonson. Simonson moves it up. Campbell tries to get it to Lynette. Lynette tries to backhand it up to Campbell. Campbell gets it. He's starting to move it into the zone. Admirals then backhand it and then try to chip it out. And they're going to call offsides. And we'll have a face-off just outside the Admiral zone. Come away with that. They start to move it to this neutral zone. It's then poked away by Barr. Comes out. Their defense is able to pick it up. They come straight in right through the middle. Puck's loose right in front of the net. Still loose in front of the net. Then it's deflected off into the far corner. Cron then slaps it around. Barr able to touch the puck. He's got a foot race with one of the defensemen. He gets it. He's got a guy on the far side. He's then poked out the puck. Goes into the corner. Barr trying to get control of it behind the net. That kicks out to Lynette in the near corner there. He gets it. He tries to get out to Simonson, but that's picked off by the Admirals. Simonson able to get control of it. He dumps it down deep. Barr's battling down in the corner. Simonson comes in to help out. Barr now picks it up. Simonson picks it up on the backside. They pass it across to Campbell. Campbell shoots, and Barr down goal. Campbell to Simonson. Campbell's able to bury that one, Barr down, to even this one out. Goal score, 4:46 left in the first period.
Scoreboard number 11.
Taking them backhands it up, trying to get the Olsen. That's intercepted. Admirals now coming back the other way. They fire it on net, but that's wide. Higgy then chips it out behind the net. Brian goes in, picks it up. He dumps it back to Higgy. Higgy rims it around to Amos on the half wall. He now starts to skate it through the neutral zone. He passes it in the middle to Olsen. Olsen then is taking off the puck. Admirals now coming back the other way. They circle back into their own zone, try to create some space. They chip it off into the near side here. Olsen then chips it up to Amos. They're out. Comes back out to Morbacek at the point. He tries to get on net, but he fans on it. Admirals now tries to backhand it up out of the zone. They're able to get it out in the neutral zone. They throw it out to the defense. Morbacek with it. He moves it up to Olsen. Olsen can't hold on to it. That goes to the Admiral D. They then go into the middle of the ice. Now moving it through the neutral zone. They're offsides. And we'll have a face-off just outside the Guardian zone. Face-off gets pushed into the Guardian zone. Campbell with it. He tries to chip it up to Lynette. Lynette tries to push it out. That goes down in the Guardian zone. Campbell hustles in there to try to get control. He gets it. He skates it around the net. Passes the Barr out front. Shot. Barr gets it backhand. That's pushed out of there by the defense. Excellent centering pass there. Puck now goes to the net on the half wall. He gets it over to Simonson. Simonson skates it in towards the net. He gets it to Campbell. Campbell's going to pick it up behind the net. He gets it to Barr. Barr fires and goal! He gets that. Campbell gets that puck to Barr. Barr is able to fire that one top shelf for goal number 3 for the Guardians. .3:15 left in the first period. Scores 3-2 now in favor of the Guardians. So a face-off here at center ice. Barr comes out with it. He dumps it off to Simonson. Simonson then moves it up to Lynette. That comes out. Simonson steps up. He throws it back up in the middle of the neutral zone.
Barr, assisted by number 11, Owen Campbell. Time of goal, 10:45.
Admirals then come out with it in the neutral zone. They move it in towards the net. Crom and poke checks. They shoot it. That goes up over the net into the near corner here. They center it. That's broken up by Simonson. Simonson gets a little of that. Simonson trying to move it up. He gets it. He's got Barr on the far side. He gets it. He moves it over. Hits a skate and goes behind Barr. Barr now trying to get him as the Admirals are leaving out of their zone in through the neutral zone. That's then broken up. Barr now trying to get that puck out in the middle. Campbell comes away with it. He starts to chip it up the outside. He's got a lane to the net. He's then taken off the puck. Puck now comes through the neutral zone. They strip it up. Cromlin steps up. He intercepts. He circles back into his own zone. He starts to skate it up the ice. He's through the neutral zone. He gets into the Admiral zone. He moves it to the outside. He gets a lane towards the net. He cuts around behind it. He then sees Higgy out high. Higgy then pushes it to the boards. He starts to skate into the zone. He then moves into the middle of the ice. Backhands it. That goes up over the net. Admirals pick it up. They reverse it back to the near corner. They pick it up. They start to move it up the boards. Higgy steps up. That gets out into the neutral zone. Moravicek gets over. They're battling now right here in front. Admirals then send it the length of the ice. That's going to be a trip. That'll be a trip on the Guardians. Not sure what's going on here. They're trying to figure out who is going in the box. Higgy will go in the box for a trip. Guardians will go on the penalty kill. Face off down in the Guardian zone with 1:36 left in the first period. Admirals get it. Amos nearly intercepts that puck right on the blue line. He would have been off to the races if he would have been able to get a stick on that. Admirals now move it right out in front of the net. They backhand it, shot. That's kicked away by a wall. Moravicek now battling behind the net. He rims it around to the far side. Admirals dump it back down deep. Moravicek going in the corner. That comes out in the middle. That's blocked away by Campbell as he takes it around behind the net. He then gets bumped off the puck. Simonson comes to move in. They then fire it. That deflects off in the middle. Campbell then able to chip it up out of the zone. And that's probably going to be an icing. That'll bring the face-off back into the Guardian zone. 49 seconds left on this penalty kill. .54 seconds left in the period. Puck's loose right at the dot. That comes back to the Admirals. Admirals now step it in. They fire. That's a goal. That puck was fired about by the face-off dot. So that's goal number 3 to even it out by the Admirals with 47 seconds left in the period. Guardians will now be full strength. Face-off's pushed forward by the Guardians. Admirals then dump it down into the zone. Simonson goes back to retrieve. Simonson runs it around. He gets it over to Cronlund. Cronlund then gets it up to Barr. Barr now moving. He gets it up. Trying to get to Campbell. Campbell now picks it up. Barr's now going to pick it up on the far side. He's moving in towards the net. He cuts back to the middle. He cuts back to the outside. Circles back around. He cuts back. He gets it out to Cronlund. Cronlund trying to hold the zone on the blue line. He then chips it down. Admirals now still unable to chip it out. Cronlund's able to stop that. That comes to Barr. Barr has it. He shoots it on net. That deflects out front. Puck's right there. Goaltender's then able to get on top of that one with 5 seconds left. We'll have a face-off down in their end. Face-off comes out. They try to shoot. He fans on it, and that's going to do it for this period as the horn sounds. So after one period, score is 3-3. So shots on net. Guardians 8, Admirals 7. So we'll take a little break here. We may have a special guest speaker here with Greg DeLange from Menominee. So Greg, what do you think being here spectating this?
It's an intense game so far. A lot of lucky bounces.
A lot of lucky bounces?
Yeah.
So seeing it so far, what do you think the Guardians need to do in order to kind of capitalize here in this second period?
Give Brantley the puck.
Give Brantley a puck. What else? What else they got to do?
Probably got to pass a little more.
Pass a little bit more? Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, alrighty. Well, I just want to say thanks, Greg, for coming on in. So we're gonna get back to it. Both teams are starting to skate back into the face-off dot after the buzzer sounded. All right, we're about to start the second period here. Face-off goes to Cronlund. He goes cross-ice Simonson. Simonson moves it up to Amos. Amos now moving it up the far side. He gets around the defense. He gets it around behind the net. He circles around, centering front. Holy buckets, what a save that was. Amos circles around the net, finds Olsen on the backside. He one-times it. That goal, he does a big stretch, and he's able to glove that one out of the air. The Admirals now rimming around behind the net. They pick it up on the half wall as they start to skate it through the neutral zone. That's broken up by Cronlund. O'Brien picks it up. He goes it to the outside. He starts to look towards the front. He skates around. He hits the brakes in the far corner. He then centering pass. Goalie then gets a stick out there. He flecks it off behind the net. Olsen now trying to get control of the puck on the half wall. Amos comes in to help out. That comes out to O'Brien. O'Brien then gets it over to Simonson. Simonson creeping up. He fires. That's blocked and covered by the Admirals goaltender. The Admirals win the draw down in their corner. That comes around the bar to the backside. He circles back. He escapes out. He's now passes it out to Campbell. Campbell then tries to fire it on net. He gets it back, comes out. That deflects off a shin pad, goes in the corner. Barr picks it up. He gets it. He tries to get it out, but that's intercepted. Morvacek steps up, trying to hold his own. Barr now with it as he moves it in. He tries to dish it over. Shot. Oh, passes it back over. Deflected by Campbell. And that's a goal. We've got Barr over to the net. Back to Campbell with a tip in. That's goal number 4 for the Guardians. Goal was scored with 12:35 left in the second period. Face off back at center ice. Guardians come out with it. Olsen moving it up the far side. He steps around one of the defenders. He fires it on net. That's blockered away behind the net. Olsen picks up the rebound. He then deflects it out front, but that puck's intercepted by the Admirals as they start to move out of the zone. Campbell then swoops in. He intercepts. He's dancing around on the blue line, then dumps it down deep. Goes for a change. Admirals pass it around behind the net. They then skate it back in their own zone. That's deflected out front. Puck's loose out front. Their goaltender covers that one up. We'll have a face-off. Down in their end. Puck's loose right on the face-off dot. Admirals pick it up. They backhand it up the zone. There comes the Barr. Barr now with it. He tries to drop. Comes back to him. He got it on his backhand. Shoots. Just sends it up over the net. Admirals then send it out. Higgy steps up on the blue line. He tries to get it over. He gets over to Lynette. Lynette now circling through the top of the zone. He steps around a guy. He's got a lane to shoot. He fires. That's deflected out front. Barr now with it behind the net. He comes around. He gets that puck poked away. Admiral's now coming up the near side here. That's intercepted by Campbell. Campbell dumps it down deep. Barr's going to pick it up. He toe picks. He goes down. He then sends it around back to Lynette, who's battling down in the far corner. Admirals then send it the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. .13 left in the second period. Face off down in the Admiral zone. Guardians pick it up. They circle around. O'Brien gets it out to Cronlin at the point. Cronlin then steps around as he moves it down deep. He then shovels it into Olsen. Olsen gets it on net, but that's deflected out. Admirals now moving out of the zone. They then move it cross ice. That's going to go all the way into the Guardian zone, where Admirals are going to pick it up in the far corner. Simonson pushing the outside. They try to deflect it out front, but Amos is there to pick it up. He shows up the board. Their defense moves up. They pinch. They rim it around back behind the net. Cronlin then shovels it around. Comes out. Picked off by O'Brien. Olsen now with it, moving out of the zone. He tries to center it up into the neutral zone. That's intercepted. Cronlin then has a nice stick, able to poke that puck away as he starts to move up through the neutral zone. He cuts to the outside. He's still got it. He moves it to the outside. He fires. That deflects out. Comes to Barr. Barr then has that puck poked away. That's poked away. Olsen's now going to pick. We're going to be offsides. We'll have a face-off just outside the Guardian zone. Face-off one by the Guardian. Morvacek then sends it down deep. Admirals pick it up in the half wall. They then pass it up. They're starting to move through the neutral zone. Morvacek steps up, forcing them to dump it in. Picked up by Lynette. Lynette now circling in the near side here. He moves it up the boards. Picked up by Campbell. Campbell tries to chip it around. Guardian's unable to get it out of the zone. Morvacek now intercepts. He picks it up. He gets it up. He shoves it up. He sends it too far, and that's going to be an icing. Just a little softer touch there, and it would have been off to the races, but face-off will come back into the Guardian zone. With 9:46 left in the second period, score 4-3 in favor of the Guardians. Higgy picks up that puck off the face-off. He then deflects it out. Barr now racing down along with Campbell. Campbell gets it. He backhands it. That goes wide. Campbell then chips it around deep. Admirals pick it up. Barr goes to beat him. He gets stepped around. Admirals now moving it out of the zone. They get it into the neutral zone. They dump it down deep, forcing Higgy to go back to pick it up. He then deflects up the boards. Barr now picks it up in the half wall. He gets it up. Campbell tips it to Lynette. Lynette and Campbell now 2-on-0 coming back the other way. They pass it over. Shot. That hits off the post, I believe, and deflects out. They have centering pass. That's loose right in front. Goaltender covers that one up. We'll have face-off down in their end. Great scoring opportunity there as they had a 2-on-0 break. The Admirals win the draw down into their corner. They then rim it around to the far side. They then move it up. That comes out to Cronlin at the point. He dumps it back down deep, high off the glass. That rims all the way around behind the net where Admirals pick it up. They move it up the wall. Then it's taken away by Olsen. Olsen fires. That's blocked away by their goaltender. They then go up. Simonson's going to step up. He gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien now skating it into the zone. He hits the brakes. He's trying to look for an outlet pass. He gets it out to Simonson out high. Simonson then dumps it down deep back to O'Brien. O'Brien then shoves it down to Olsen. Olsen goes back to O'Brien. O'Brien then goes trying to get it out high to the point. But Simonson was on the other side, forcing him to regroup. And then Admirals pick it off. They're skating it into the Guardian zone. They pass it over. That's blocked away by Simonson. Comes out to Amos. Amos now skating it out of the zone. He then throws up the ice. That's going to be deflected, luckily. Not going to be an icing. Olsen hustles down to get control down the far corner. The Admirals throw it up the wall. Barr comes off the bench, trying to get control of that puck. Olsen now with it. He toe drives around one. Comes to Campbell. Campbell then fires. That goes off the bar, I believe. The Admirals now coming back through the neutral zone. They dump it down deep. That's going to rim all the way around. Simonson's going to pick it up on the far side. He then goes cross ice. That goes to Cronlin. Cronlin now moving up through the near side here. He gets into their zone. He pushes it around. He skates it all the way around the net, then throws it out front, but that's kicked out by one of the Admirals' defense. They move it over into the far corner. Nearly picked off by the Guardians as they try to break it out. Admirals now moving through the neutral zone. Higgy steps up right on the blue line. Cronlin then pokes that puck away, battling on the half wall. In their own end, Barr now picks it up. He's starting to skate it through the neutral zone. He moves it over to Lynette. Lynette now skating it over. He gets it up. He passes it out to Barr. Barr shoots and a goal! Barr moves that over to Lynette. Lynette moves it to the outside. Lynette takes it to the outside, moves it back into the middle, and Barr deflects that one in for goal number 5. 6:54 left in the second period. Score is now 5-3 in favor of the Guardians. Faced off here at Sunrise. Guardians win the draw. Back to Morvacek. Morvacek goes back to Higgy. Higgy then moves it up. Trying to get it to Amos.
Time of goal, 7:06.
Admirals now flip it up. Olsen then able to backhand into the zone, but Admirals are able to move it back into the neutral zone. They're now moving through into the Guardian zone. Morvacek trying to push him to the outside. He gets around him. He fires it on net. That goes off the side of the post. Then Higgy hits it out of danger. Olsen picks it up on the half wall. He has that puck poked away. O'Brien comes in to help out right there on the half wall. It comes back up to Olsen. Olsen now trying to push that through out of the zone. That's enough. That comes out into the neutral zone. Amos goes diving trying to get control of that puck. Admirals then throw it to the far side of the ice where Higgy's able to pick it up. He gets free, gets a lane to the net. He shoots. That's blocked away. That comes out to O'Brien, who's coming into the zone. He fires. That just goes wide. That's going to go all the way around. Brian's going to pick it, or Amos is going to pick it up. Admirals now chips it up out of the zone. Moravicek's going to play it. He then goes cross ice. That's going to be offsides. Amos is trying to get out of the zone to change. All the face off just outside the Admiral zone. Guardians pushing the puck in the zone. Here comes to Campbell. Campbell passes it over. That's blocked by the defender. Doesn't get that through. Admirals now coming back the other way. They pass it cross ice. Simonson's pushing him to the outside. Admirals hit the brakes. They then centering pass. That's intercepted by Campbell. Campbell has a step. He gets out to the outside. He's got a guy pushing him there. He's trying to move around him. He then has that puck poked away. That comes to Lynette. Lynette now skating it deep into the zone. He's battling down in the corner. That comes around behind the net. Barr picks it up. He circles around. He tries to push it out front. Campbell tries to come in. He can't get a good stick on it. Admirals then send it the length of the ice, and that's going to be waved off, forcing Cronlin to go back and get it. Cronlin then throws it up. That's intercepted by the Admirals. Simonson then picks it up, skates it back into the corner. He goes down. That's blocked. That comes right out to their point. They're going to fire it on net. He doesn't get much on it. That's easily picked off by Campbell. Campbell then chips it up, trying to get the bar. Barr kicks up to himself. He's got a breakaway. He comes through. That's blocked. Puck's loose out in front. Olsen's trying to hammer that one in, but the goalie's able to cover that one up. With 4:34 left in the second period, face-off down in the Admiral zone. Admirals push that puck up. They then move it through the middle of the ice. That's broken up by Higgy. Olsen now trying to get that puck down deep. Admirals now trying to get it out. So they skate it back into their own zone, then go off the boards. That's going to come out in the neutral zone. Moravicek then goes cross ice to regroup to Higgy. Higgy's able to dump it down deep. That's going to rim all the way around into the near corner here. Olsen now trying to hustle down and keep that puck in. O'Brien comes in to help out. Admirals come out with it as they start to skate it up out of the zone. They gain the Guardian zone, but then they're picked off the puck. O'Brien now with it. He does some fancy moves. He steps around the guy. He comes right, gets to do a backhand, and tries a centering pass, but he's poked off the stick. He's now gets it out in the middle. That comes out to Moravicek. Moravicek trying to get it on his forehand. His shot's blocked down into the half wall. Olsen's there to pick it up. He dumps it down deep. That's going to rim all the way around behind the net. Amos is there trying to get control, but Admirals were able to pass it out. They move it in the middle. He now steps out. And he just comes outside the zone, and that'll be offsides. Faceoff comes back to Simonson. Simonson then goes to the far side of the ice to Lynette. Lynette backhands it in. That's going to rim all the way around. Campbell's going to race behind the net to pick it up. Barr's going to come in to help out. He picks it up. He tries to get it out to Cronlin. Cronlin can't hold on. They're forced to come back out in the neutral zone to regroup. They then try to get it over to Lynette. Puck's now loose from the middle of the ice there. They then fire it on net. That's pushed off to the corner. Barr is going to go to the box for a rough. And Guardians will go on the penalty kill. Guardians rim that puck all the way around. Admirals pick it up in the near corner.
2 minutes for roughing.
Guardians are able to clear out of the zone. That's going to deflect nicely off the boards, right onto the net, forcing the Admirals to play it. Lynette chases them around. They pass it out to the half wall and then move it up in the middle of the ice. They can't hold on to it cleanly, allowing the Guardians to get back a little bit. It's now intercepted by Higgy. Campbell gets it. He pushes around the defense. He's now got a lane to the net. He comes through. He deflects out, shoots. Puck's now lost behind the goalie, and their defenseman's able to push that one up and underneath the pads and we'll have a whistle and face-off down in their zone. Admirals trying to move out of the zone. That goes to Morvacek. He then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell chips it out to himself. He's now moving it in towards the net. He fires. That goes off a skate into the near corner. Admirals pick it up as they start to leave the zone. They pass all the way across the ice. Higgy's able to read that, pick it off as he starts to move it into the zone. He moves it to the outside. He hits the brakes. He then cuts back into the zone. He now has it behind the net. He wraps it around. That comes out to Lynette, and Lynette fires and scores. That's Higgy to Lynette. Lynette gets that one right at the middle of the slot there, and he's able to put that one upstairs for goal number 6. That's a shorty by the Guardians. They'll still have 20 minutes to kill on this power play, or penalty kill. Olsen comes out with it. He dumps it down deep. That rims all the way around behind it.
Time of goal, 13:40.
Admirals now pick it up. They move it up the wall. That comes out to Kronman. Kronman now with it. He steps around. He tries to get it up to Olsen. Olsen then tries to get it in deep. Admirals throw it back in the neutral zone. Simonson then gets that puck stripped away, and then they walk around Crown, then they got a breakaway, they come back, shot, that's stopped by Wall. O'Brien now moving up the far side through the neutral zone. He's got Olsen in the middle. He moves it over, that's into the skates of Olsen. He can't hold on to it. O'Brien able to get it back. Olsen now backhands it towards the net. It's pushed out. Amos moving in. He slaps at it. Puck's loose right in front. Shot. And that gets stuck under the pad of the Admirals goaltender with 55 seconds left in the period. Guardians push the puck down deep. Campbell's battling. That puck's rimmed around. It's nearly intercepted by the Guardians. That comes out to Higgy. Higgy then chips it up in the middle of the ice, picked up by Campbell. Campbell now moving it through the neutral zone. He gains the zone. He's moving to the outside. Admirals then flip it the length of the ice. That's not going to be enough to get to icing. Morbacek's got to get back. He gets it over to Barr. Barr moves through the center of the ice. He fans on it. Admirals now coming back the other way. They fire it. That comes in near side. That goes down into the corner. Barr then able to hit that puck out into the neutral zone. And that'll do it for the second period. So after 2, score is 6-3. So we'll take a quick break here. We got a special guest. We got Lucas Smith here.
Yeah, what's up?
So, Lucas, how's your day been going so far?
Good.
Sounds like you played a little hockey yourself today. How'd that go?
Not so good.
What happened?
Lost both of them. Played hard, but it's a good team and couldn't get it.
So yeah, any takeaways from that game? What'd you learn?
Probably have to pass more. Skate harder, because there's not really a ton of back check in there.
So,
And then we also got to have some better refs. I mean,
better refs?
yeah,
What
people
happened with
getting
the refs?
bodied, minute. It's just dirty.
People getting bodied and it was dirty.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this game so far?
Good. Again, like what my old friend said, just pass to Brantley. Let him get another one.
These guys are from Menominee, so they may be a little biased. But, all right, so they got a 3-goal lead. What would you recommend for this team to do to kind of hold on to this?
Pass around, play it safe. Try to pass it more instead of skating it up the ice.
So yeah, move the puck around, keep it safe, don't give up too many odd man rushes, and keep putting the pressure on in the O-zone, huh? All right. So that's Lucas Smith. So I want to say thanks for being a guest volunteer here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, enjoy the rest of this game, fellas. All right, we are about to start the third period. Face-off's won by the Guardians. That goes back to Simonson. Simonson moves it up to Olsen. Olsen now moving through the neutral zone. He takes it, gets to the outside. He then hits it, it rims around. Or Amos going to pick it up behind the net. He's then taking out the puck. That's going to come out. Admirals now coming out through the neutral zone. O'Brien's there, trying to battle right out in front. That comes out to Simonson. Simonson moves to the Cronlin. Cronlin now starting to move it up. He chips it up the boards to Olsen. Admirals then shove it right back into the neutral zone. Cronlin now with it. He gets it out. He toe drags around one. He's going to lane the net. He fires. That's stopped away and covered by the goaltender. Great scoring opportunity there for Cronlin. Goaltender is just able to shut that one down. Face-off in the Guardians' zones. Puck's loose there, right outside the face-off dot. That's cut in the skates there. Campbell comes out with it. He skates it around behind the net. He's got some pressure on there. He then rims it around. Barr's going to pick it up from the far corner. He skates it out towards the top. Then kicks it up to himself. He then tries to move it over. That's intercepted. Morvacek now with it. He dumps it back into the zone. Admirals then throw it out into the neutral zone. Higgy's going to step up. He gets it. He's now moving it up through the neutral zone. And Campbell's just a step offside as well as face-off just outside the zone. Face-offs push forward all the way into the Admirals zone. They skate it around behind the net. Barr then strips it away. He gets it out to Campbell. Campbell gets it over to Morvacek. Morvacek fires it on that tip. That goes wide. Lynette now picks it up. He skates it out through the top of the circles. He's coming through across the blue line, then back into the zone. He then tries to move it over, but that's deflected out. Admirals then throw it back out in the neutral zone, forcing Higgy to go back to regroup. He moves it over to Morvacek. Morvacek then goes back to Higgy. Higgy now looking up the ice. He gets it over to Lynette. Lynette now with it, trying to get that puck down deep. He moves it up into the middle. That's just out of the reach there. Admirals now with it, moving back into their zone. They fire it on net. That gets caught right under the pad of wall. He wasn't sure where it was. We'll have a face-off down our end. O'Brien moves in to take the draw. That's slow. Simonson's able to get that puck out of the front of the net there. He tries to get it up. Amos now with it. He's trying to push it up past the defense, but they're able to push it back into the neutral zone. Simonson then pushes it up the ice. His stick goes flying. Amos is able to come out with it and move it into the Admiral zone. He's moving it to the outside. He backhands it. He throws it out front. That's intercepted by the defense. They then move it out the other side. They then move it into the middle as they're moving through the neutral zone. Simonson trying to push it to the outside. Then it's intercepted. Gets it up to Amos. Amos then bumps it up to himself. He's going to race down into the Admiral zone. He's going to try to get that puck in deep. He goes down. Admirals then come up the same wall there. Simonson has a nice stick. He's able to knock that puck down. He then moves it in towards the net, gets it on his backhand, tries to push it up to Amos. Admirals then throw it out in the neutral zone. Cronlund picks it up as he starts to regroup. He's gathering some speed as he moves through. He toe drags around one, then tries to get over to Brian, but they're able to get a stick and strip that puck away. Barr then gets it over to O'Brien, but O'Brien has it stripped away. Admirals now moving the other way. Cronlund trying to push him to the outside. They hit the brakes. He gets a stick on it, keeps him to the outside. They try to centering pass, but that's kicked out by Higgy. That goes over to Cronlund. Barr chips it up to Lynette. Lynette is then bumped off the puck. Puck's now coming back. Admirals moving into the zone. That's poked away. Barr picks it up. He goes back into his own zone and creates some space. He's now moving it out of the zone. He tries to flip it up, trying to get it to Lynette, but that's just a little long, and that's going to be an icing. .10-11 left in the third period. Score 6-3 if you're just tuning in favor of the Guardians. Face-offs down in their end. Face-offs, Barr starting to move it through the neutral zone. He moves it over to Lynette. Lynette now moving it up the near side here. He hits the brace as he moves in towards the net. He passes it over. Barr's tied up, so that puck comes all the way through. They move it up to the other side. They get it out into the neutral zone. Cronlund then, or Higgy pokes it away. Barr comes back. Then poked away. Barr now with it. He's got a one-on-one coming back the other way. He toe drags. He gets it around back to himself. He then hits it up. Puck's loose in front of the net. Admiral's able to get it out to safety. They chip it up. They get a guy creeped out behind Morbacek. Morbacek's able to get back. They then throw it to the far corner. Higgy goes back to retrieve it. He's got some time as he starts to move it up the ice. He moves it up the boards to Lynette. Lynette now moves it to Campbell. Campbell has a break. He's got Olsen coming up the far side. He shoots that, hits off the post. Comes way out. Admirals then move it out into the middle of the ice. They're moving it through the neutral zone. Lynette's able to get back. He picks the pocket of the Admirals players there as he moves it back into their zone. He skates it around behind the net. He's now got it in the corner there. He stripped off the puck. Admirals starting to skate out of their corner. That's hits O'Brien. That looks like it hit him pretty good as he's a little slow to get up. Admirals now moving it through the neutral zone. Admirals moving it to the outside. Simonson goes to push him out. They stop. They hit the brake. Centering pass. But then stop. And that beats Wall short side on the little flick backhand there. That's goal number 4 for the Admirals. Come on, guys. Go.
Milwaukee goal scored by number 26.
Olsen picks up the puck. He gets it off the wall. That goes out to the defense of the Admirals. They go D-to-D in their own zone as they regroup. They then move it up. They then move it into the middle of the ice. Then Olsen's able to get back, trying to strip him out. Simonson steps up. Amos sends it up. He then tries to deflect it. Olsen trying to get a hold of it. Admirals pick it up as they move back into the Guardian zone. That's pushed off. Simonson picks it up. He skates it around the net. And then tries to move it up to Amos. Amos now with it. He tries to get it up to O'Brien. That comes out into the neutral zone. Admirals now trying to push it up the ice. Amos intercepts. He's starting to push it up the boards here. Their defense steps up, shoves it back into the neutral zone. Simonson now with it. He's taking out the puck. O'Brien now trying to get into the zone, battling right out here in front. Admirals then are able to get that puck in. That hits off the ref. Cronlund picks it up. He escapes out as he moves it up the boards. He now moves it up to Barr. Barr can't hold on to it. Lynette now picks it up. Lynette steps around a guy as he starts to move it into the zone. He moves it to the outside, then back into the middle. He's still got it. He's then stripped off the puck. Higgy's able to hold the zone. He's trying to push that puck down deep. That's going to go all the way around. Barr's going to try to pick it up. He pokes it back to himself. He passes it out front. Campbell takes a big sweep at it. Not able to get a stick on it. That comes back out the neutral zone as Higgy starts to regroup. He goes cross ice over to Cronlund. Cronlund goes back to Higgy. Higgy now circling back into his own zone. He then moves it up the board to Lynette. Lynette then chips it up to Campbell. That's intercepted by the Admirals as they enter back in the zone. Higgy now steps up from the blue line. Barr's trying to get there. They shoot it on that. That's deflected out into the corner by Wall. Cromlin now skating it out of his own zone. He gets it over to Campbell. Campbell shoots, and that's gloved by the goaltender while a face-off down in their zone. Face-off won by the Guardians. That comes to O'Brien. O'Brien then tries to get it to Olsen, but that's taken away by the Admirals. Couple collision. Get it out front. Shot. That's blocked away by the goaltender. Comes back out front. Puck's loose. Goaltender's then able to get on top of that one. We'll have another face-off. With 6:24 left in the third period. Face-off comes out to Simonson. Simonson trying to hold that puck in. That comes out in the neutral zone. Simonson then gets tripped up on a stick that's laid on the ice. Admirals coming around. They toe drag around. They move it out. And that's not able to get a shot off. Morbacek goes into the corner. We're going to have a whistle as the ref checks the net there to make sure that it's on its mark. Face-off in the Guardian zone. Admirals in the draw. They try to shoot it right out the face-off. They get another shot. That's blocked away and covered by Wall. Admiral shooter right off the face-off. Morbacek then able to slap that one out into the neutral zone. Out of danger. Higgy now steps up. He starts to move it into the zone. He moves it right into the middle. He then circles back around. He then moves it over to Olsen. Olsen now with it. He loses that puck. That comes right out in the neutral zone. Morbacek's able to get it back to Higgy. Higgy then moves it up to O'Brien. O'Brien tries to get it back up to Olsen, but Admirals are able to send it right back into the neutral zone. O'Brien now picks it up. He's moving into the zone. He chips it around. He then gets it back down deep into the corner. Amos picks it up behind the net. Admirals then send it out into the neutral zone. Morbacek trying to hold that puck out of the zone, but not able to do so, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Admiral zones for offsides. Score 6-4 with 5:01 left in the third period. That's chipped out to Campbell. Campbell moving through the neutral zone. He's moving it to the near side here. He's looking for an opening. He goes all the way around, tries a centering pass. That comes out front. Admirals pick it up in the high slot. Simonson does a nice job able to hold his zone. That comes out to Campbell. Campbell now with a lane. He fires. That goes off the side of the net. Campbell centers it out front. Simonson trying to hold on to it. He gets it back. He then fires it on net. That loose out front. Campbell goes down. Admirals now pick it up in the high slot as they start to move it out of the zone. So that's nearly intercepted there by Barr. Barr pokes away. Campbell then tries to chip it out. Barr trying to get that puck out of the zone. Campbell intercepts right in the top of the zone there. He gets it over to Barr. Barr now moving it to the outside. He pushes it forward. He uses his body, then shoots it on net. That goes off the side of the net and out front where Admirals pick it up. They then move it across ice. And then shoot it down. Cromlin goes back into his own zone to pick it up. He hits the brakes as he comes back the other way. He's got some room. He starts to move it out of his zone. He's moving it through the neutral zone with speed. He then has that puck stripped away. And they're going to call offside. Well, a face-off just outside the zone, 3:45 left. Comes out to Morvacek as he goes cross ice over to O'Brien. O'Brien starts to move it into the zone. He now gets it deep down into the corner where he picks it up. He skates it around behind the net. He hits the brace. He circles back deep into the zone. That comes out the side. Olsen, he takes a big clapper. That comes loose behind the net. Higgy steps up. He dumps that puck in deep. Olsen now picks it up behind the net. He tries to chip it out front, comes back to him. He then goes out to Morvacek. Morvacek steps up. He gets control of it, tries to get it back in the middle. He's then stripped off the puck. O'Brien comes back to Morvacek. Morvacek then tries to get it down into the far corner, but that's intercepted. Admirals now coming through the neutral zone. They're moving it to the far side. They step around Higgy. A centering pass that goes off the side of the net. Higgy's able to pick it up. Higgy moves it up to O'Brien. O'Brien moves it over to Amos as Amos is moving up the far side. Amos trying to get it back to himself. He gets it over to Higgy. Higgy takes a shot, but that was a bouncing puck. He doesn't get much on it, and it goes wide. Admirals now coming out of their own zone. Bar gets over there, forcing them to dump it in. Higgy goes back to retrieve. They go for a line change. Higgy now with some time. They move it up to Campbell. Campbell now, they're going to be way offsides. Well, a face-off just outside the Admiral zone with 2:16 left in the game. Face-off's won by the Guardians and moves over to Cronlund. Cronlund starts to move up the ice. He steps around the guys. He enters the zone. He moves it to the outside. He then has the sticks lifted. He's then taken off the puck where the Admirals start coming back the other way. They go down right on the blue line. They're able to get it out in the neutral zone where Barr picks it up. Barr gets it over to Lynette. Lynette now skates it into the far side. He hits the brakes, then moves it back to Campbell. Campbell with it. He moves it to Barr. That's into the skates. He's not able to get a stick on it. Campbell hustles back. He strips up. He's now entering into the zone. He gets taken down. Puck's then shot into the Guardian zone. Admirals hustle in. They get to it first. They're now poked away by Cronlund down in the corner. He picks it up behind the net. He rims it up. He tries to get up the boards, but that's intercepted, and Admirals send it deep into the near corner. Simonson's there. He strips away the puck. He then chips it up the boards. Guardians trying to get it out. Admirals pick it back up. They dump it down deep. They now centering pass that they shoot. That goes off the side of the net. Cronlund picks it up. He rims it around, trying to get to Lynette on the half wall. Lynette gets it out in the middle. We now got Amos breaking. He's got a breakaway with an open net. And he just shovels that one in with 51 seconds left. That's goal number 7 for the Guardians. Their goaltender will come back into the net.
Guardians goal scored by number 6, John Admirals. Time of goal, 13:09.
Poke it out. They then dump it down deep into the far corner. Higgy goes back to pick it up. He picks it up behind the net. He hits the brakes as he reverses it back the other way. He then chips it up to himself. So he starts to skate it up the ice. He moves it up to Barr. Barr trying to chip it up to O'Brien, but that's intercepted. Puck's now into the neutral zone. Higgy picks up that loose puck. He's starting to move into the zone. He moves to the outside. He gets it. He wraps it around. Shot and a goal. Higgy's able to move that puck around the net very quickly and put it into the far side for goal number 8 with 12 seconds left.
Guardians goal, number 8, White
Puck
Lightning.
comes
Time
back
of goal,
out the neutral
13:48.
zone. Admirals trying to move it up into the zone. So, and that'll do it. Guardians with a strong performance here today. They put an 8 up on the board. Final score of 8-4. As they're all gathered around celebrating, both teams starting to line up. So just a shout out to all yous out there watching. Just want to say thank you. Appreciate you guys viewing. That'll wrap it up for Guardians hockey for this evening. So we'll go home, we'll get some rest, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. So this is Guardians hockey signing off, and we'll see you tomorrow.